Back in the day, a quick wipe was enough to keep my headlights bright, but now I find myself staring at that dull yellow film and wondering when it got this bad. You may have tried wiping it again and again, only to see the same cloudy surface staring back at you. Today, I'll walk you through a simple way to clean that haze with things you already have at home, and it works better than you might expect. First, you take a small piece of charcoal and place it on a flat surface. You rub it across a sheet of sandpaper until it turns into a fine black powder. This powder works well as a gentle abrasive, and it mixes easily with common cleaners you already have at home. Now you take a small amount of toothpaste and squeeze it into a cup. You add the charcoal powder you just made and stir it until the two blend together. Before we move on, share your city and state. It helps me make better projects for you. When the mix starts to thicken, you pour in a little vinegar and keep stirring until it turns smooth again. The charcoal gives you light abrasion. The toothpaste helps lift oxidation, and the vinegar softens the buildup on the lens. This simple mix is safe to handle and strong enough to start breaking down the yellow haze on your headlight. Now you spread the mixture across the entire headlight lens. You want a thin, even coat, so every part of the surface is covered. After that, you press a layer of tissue over the lens and brush another light coat of the mixture on top to keep it moist. This helps the ingredients stay in contact with the oxidation instead of drying out too fast. Once it's fully covered, you leave it alone for 15 minutes and let the mixture do its work on the yellow buildup. While the headlight sits, you take the leftover mixture to the kitchen and try it on a dirty pan bottom. You brush a good layer across the stained metal, making sure the thick spots are fully covered. Then, you set the pan aside for 15 minutes, just like you did with the headlight. The mix starts loosening the grime, and this step shows how the same simple formula can handle more than one cleaning job. After 15 minutes, you go back to the headlight and peel off the tissue. You wet a sheet of 800 grit sandpaper and start sanding the lens with slow, even strokes. You move side to side and then up and down so the surface wears evenly. This grit helps level the outer layer without cutting too deep. When the haze begins to lift, you rinse the lens with clean water and wipe it dry. This gives you a smoother base for the next cleaning pass and helps the light shine through better. Now, you pick up the pan again and start scrubbing the bottom with a damp sponge. The mixture has already loosened the baked-on residue, so it comes off with steady pressure. If a few spots remain, you add a little more of the mix and scrub until the metal looks clean. After a quick rinse under running water, the bottom of the pan looks brighter and feels smooth again, showing the mix works well on tough kitchen stains too. Then you return to the headlight with a sheet of 1200 grit sandpaper. You wet it and sand the lens again, but this time with lighter pressure. This fine grit smooths out the marks from the earlier pass and brings the surface closer to a clear finish. When you rinse and wipe it dry, the lens already looks cleaner and more even. Now you spread a thin coat of toothpaste across the headlight and pick up a sheet of 2000 grit sandpaper. You wet it and work the surface in slow, steady circles. This fine pass polishes the lens and removes the last bit of haze. When you wipe it clean, you can already see the plastic getting clearer and smoother. You pour a small amount of 90% ethanol into a heat-safe cup and cover the top with aluminum foil. You press the foil down so it seals well, then make a clean opening and slide a straw through it. This simple setup lets the warm vapor rise through the straw later. It's an easy way to prep a gentle finishing step without using any complicated tools. You light a small candle and warm the bottom of the cup for a moment until the ethanol inside starts to produce a steady vapor. Then you bring the straw close to the headlight and let that warm vapor drift across the surface. You move slowly and evenly. This step brings out a clean shine and gives the lens a smooth finished look without forcing you to use any heavy equipment. Your headlight is clear again, and it looks the way it should. You used simple items you already had at home and brought the lens back to life without buying a new one. If you enjoy practical fixes like this and want more projects you can use around the house, make sure you subscribe and keep coming back. Your support helps me share more ideas that make your work easier every day.